This is the Prince Philip, which is junior women's eights with Cox's, and it's St. Catherine School, Australia, in the yellow boat, and Hinksey Sculling School from here in the UK in the red.
Both crews getting away nicely. The crew from Australia on the left of our picture have had an undefeated domestic season. So they come over here, I'm sure, to Europe with high hopes, finding themselves here racing in these beautiful conditions towards the end of this Thursday at Henley.
This is going to be a close race, I think, as they're going to batter off the start side by side, joining live halfway down the course. Indeed, that's coming true. Look at this, fantastic eights rowing. There's really nothing in it. I can see in the St. Catherine School in the yellow boat, the Australians having a real push to see if they can start to break an advantage over the red boat from Hinksey Sculling School.
Yes, so Hinksey Sculling School were third at the national schools. It's a community club, so these athletes aren't necessarily from the traditional rowing background, but look at them hanging in here with this Australian crew. Again, we've been treated to another fantastic race. There's still plenty left in this one. They're at Remmenham Club, so it's about 2/3 of the way through the race now. Absolutely stroke for stroke, I'd say.
Yeah, and here, well, this is where you've got to have confidence in the other crew members around you. You've got to have confidence that when the Cox is calling for a move that you're going to all respond together. And you can see a push on one side is met by a hold on the other. A push on the other side is met by a hold on the one side, and they'll also be starting to really struggle to stay focused as the fatigue is setting in at this stage in the race as well.
Yeah, this is where your autopilot starts to kick in, really, and you can't think too straight. You just have to focus on the athlete in front of you, focus on the blades you can see at stroke and 7, and stay with the rhythm. As both these crews are looking to do, they're both looking pretty tidy, although not perfect in terms of that blade work. That's not surprising because they're coming towards the enclosures and they've been side by side, giving it all they can. They're trying to keep their focus going. Still a tight one.
Here we are in the pressure cooker in the closing races of Henley today, and neck and neck from halfway around the world, the Australians against the young women from Hinksey Sculling School. Closest to the picture, well, now it's Australian, now it's the St. Catherine's School young women who are pushing through, trying to break into a bit more of a lead, trying to get a seat advantage, trying to get a few centimetres per stroke of advantage.
And we're looking on our right there, we see the bow of Zara Peel in that St. Catherine's School boat. Her mum was actually Gina Douglas. She competed in the Australian 8 back in 1996, and then on home water in the single scull at the Sydney Olympics. So lots of experience. Hopefully she'll be able to do her proud as we're seeing them trying to pick up the pace, and I think they are just putting in an important move against the Hinksey Sculling School.
And certainly in Hinksey, Lizzie O'Callaghan at bow there. You can see in front of her Ada Kemp at 2, Ellen Grimes at 3, Ellen Chang at 4, Emily Myers at 5, Hannah Ashley Carter at 6, Bea Myers at 7, and stroke by Martha Shepherd. Really critical that they respond now, but it looks to me like the Australians have got a bit more momentum. They're starting to move away. Hinksey have to respond. They've still got maybe 150 metres to go before the finish line. Is that enough?
Well, I tend to think it's 10 strokes from about here when they come level with this camera, and this crew from St. Catherine School, Australia, undefeated on home water. Here they are, looking like they're going to stay undefeated unless something goes badly wrong in that yellow boat. Hinksey Sculling School have been so brave, rowed so well, but it's looking like it's going to be St. Catherine School.
Cracking race. St. Catherine School coming from Australia to Henley, and a really determined effort from both junior women's eights. The Prince Philip Challenge Cup, first run last year, named for Prince Philip. This year, St. Catherine School, Australia, beating Hinksey Sculling School.